98, 99, 100. This is going to be a very interesting video. It all started on Halloween night. Many of you guys watched a live stream that I did, and in that live stream, I said, I'm really done talking about 800,000 yard shots on game. Very few people do it. I know very few people who should be doing it, but I will say this. I don't know a single shooter on the planet, not one. And I've shot with world champions. I've shot with some of the best known shooters out there, shot with a ton of them. I don't know any shooter alive that can make 100% of their shots within 600 yards. And somebody replied back named Mike the Marine. And he said, I can do it. So we've been communicating a little bit back and forth. I've mentioned this on the channel. This video was upcoming. 3 other guys said they could do it. I was communicating with them and all of them fizzled except Mike the Marine. We flew him out to St. George, stayed in a hotel last night. We haven't even met the dude. And so we have no idea what to expect here. But we're either gonna see an incredible display of shooting, or we may just prove that the long-range hunting isn't something you can do at 100% of the time. Let's find out. Here we go. Hey.
Good morning.
Mike.
How you doing?
All right. You ready for this?
Very excited.
Good to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Slept okay in the hotel last night?
Slept very well, caught up on sleep, so...
So what do you think? You're gonna do this challenge?
I think so.
You can do it. All right, Mike, you gotta tell me, nobody else on the internet was willing to come out here and try to prove this. What gives you such confidence that you can do this?
I love a challenge, and with my background of just hunting in general with all kinds of disciplines, bow hunting, rifle hunting, shotgun hunting, all kinds of stuff, and my experience in the Marine Corps just gave me that little bit of edge where I'm like, you know what, I think I got this.
I mean, you were trolling me in the comments. You were being friendly, you were being fun, right? But you were trolling me in the comments. Was this puffery, or do you really think you can get 100 out of 100?
I think I'm gonna do well, but I'm after that 100 out of 100. That would be phenomenal.
I like it, man.
But
I like somebody who's up for a challenge. This sounds fun. Yeah. So what gun did you bring?
I brought a Tikka T3X in 300 Win Mag.
I like that. I like that you're taking the challenge seriously. Like, you're bringing an actual hunting rifle, not coming with some competition gun. All right, we made it out to the shooting range. We've got a few targets set up, and Michael has been over here. He is getting sighted in on the box. I'm kind of curious to see what this guy's groups are looking like. Oh boy.
Oh, I'm good, but
that's
I feel
gushing,
it, though.
dude. We got to get something on that. That
yeah,
bled
definitely.
quick.
Real quick. Had the buttstock sitting on my back end, and right before I went to go shoot, slipped right off. Right as soon as I was pulling the trigger, so things happen. No big deal. It's part of the hobby, you know.
That's right. Sometimes the deer bleeds. Sometimes we do. So accuracy is the name of the game for this challenge, and that's why Wooks is today's video sponsor. Wooks makes an awesome chassis, but first of all, you got to check out their packaging game, because that is on point, right? Like, that's pretty sick packaging. They got the mountain cut out here. So let me show you a couple cool features on this. You got all your modern stuff, first of all. You got M-LOK. You got your Picatinny rail right there. You have a flat forend, so when you're resting on bags, it's going to sit a lot more dead. It has a little bit more of a pushed forward grip so that you can get a nice forward address on the trigger, but not so much that it's awkward to hold. And then it just has cool styling. Just the way that they've cut that wood just looks really nice with that palm swell. The thing that I like most is the mixed materials here. You get the warm hominess of a beautiful wood stock with the advanced composite, where everything that touches the gun to aid in accuracy and some of those cool features built in. It's super lightweight, hence the name, super leggera, which is apparently is light in Italian. It's a pretty incredible chassis, plus lots of others that Wooks has. Check it out at Wooks. Our gift to you after getting scoped is a backstop recoil pad.
Definitely going to need this on my rifle. 300 Win Mag. It packs a punch. It's spicy.
Yeah,
Great round,
good.
but a little bit spicy.
All right, he is sighted in. We are ready for the first set of targets. Have them set out there. We're gonna shoot from up on the hill. At the start, from a higher angle, shooting just barely low. There's not much angle to compensate for, only like 20 feet, but you'll see in a little bit why that's a big advantage. We're gonna start a little pedestrian. Boom, baby! Crushed it. Well done. Hey, 99 more, and you're the internet's favorite person. Nothing. Swing and a miss. Shot 2. I mean, I thought it was extremely safe with my bet out of nobody getting 100 out of 100, but shot 2 and the warm-up was getting scoped. Shot number 2 was a miss. What do you think?
Definitely the location of the target, surrounded by brush, and being shaky, you know, and looking at it, feel like I was capturing a lot of brush, so I'm actually struggling to acquire that range. That's a miss again.
Impact, dead center.
Well, goes to show I was on, but with that last target, acquiring it with the rangefinder definitely played a role in that one. So
Miss left. Oh, hit the T-post.
I saw a fall.
It's an impact. I mean, you took its leg off, it's down, it's dead.
Well, it's dead center.
Yeah, that's right. You got it windage right.
I definitely have moved on that.
I might have seen a little signature above it. Hit the T-post.
Interesting. I moved. Let's do that again. I surprised myself.
Impact. We got the first 10 shots off here. So we set up the first 10 to kind of show a wide range of everything, but to be pretty pedestrian. We came up on the hill here to give the biggest advantage possible in ranging so that we can range down. Now, if we thought ranging was hard here, we're gonna go down low. And when you're even on plains like this, it makes it extremely difficult to get the wrong range because you move, you know, an inch right or left of the target, and it could give you a number 200 yards further because it's flat. It's very similar to, you know, antelope hunting in the flats like this. Range can often be the problem. We'll see what happens.
So far, I've attempted to range this 3 or 4 different times, and I've gotten like a solid 3 different distances, and they're all drastically different. Yep. However, I could see that target right there, and I know it's not that far, but it goes to show that you definitely have to be mindful of the surrounding environment.
So what are you going to shoot it as?
At the moment, 121 yards.
All right.
So, am I confident? No. But truly in the hunting environment and hunting situation, you want to be, you want to know that yardage. You will take the extra time and make sure that you are getting the proper yardage, because you don't want to wound that animal. You want to be as ethical as possible. But in this environment, just send it sometimes and learn from it.
Smoked it. Next target over there. You got 90 seconds. This is a hunting scenario. Got to engage in 90 seconds. Boom, baby. That antelope isn't just dead, it's obliterated.
It's obliterated.
There's blood over a 15-yard area.
Yep.
All right, next target, straight out, about whatever that is, 400 yards, but it's low. You got to get over the sagebrush. All right, he's got a tough one here. There's just a narrow window in the sagebrush where he can get this spot, but it requires you to get up off the ground to be able to see it. You don't have to be standing. A little squatting position is okay, but you got to have something to get you off the ground. It's not that far, whatever, 350 yards, but you got to find a place to be able to shoot it.
So Jim, when I was in Alaska, me and my friend Colin, we were hunting caribou, and we had this exact scenario. The bipod would not allow me to get me enough elevation, and we could clearly see the animal. So I ended up getting on all fours, and he leaned his rifle on top of my back, and that's how he shot his first caribou in Alaska. So potentially,
is that? I mean, I'll do it.
If you want to volunteer, that'd be great.
I mean, we could argue that there are better ways to approach this shot, but if that's what you want, that's what I'm doing. Just like this.
Yes, sirs.
Hey, don't be jealous. Anybody can get a rump like this if you work hard enough in the gym. Oh gosh. Oh, is that bipod gonna crush me?
Hopefully not. I'll put my arm up.
Okay.
All right, can you please be as still as possible?
I won't even breathe.
All right, fire in the hole. I'm clear. Definitely a miss.
I don't want to be the armchair quarterback here, but I do want to just make a couple notes as we go of things that we could all do to improve. You know, in a realistic hunting scenario where you've got to get over the brush, a tripod is everything. You know, if you could get on a lot of these shots, if you could just get in a nice kneeling position with the tripod to get over the brush, it would triple the hit rate on this. And so having, you know, an Arco plate or whatever connection you have attached to the bottom of your fore end really would change everything here. Nothing.
Oh,
that was close.
So close.
We're under a 50% hit rate here out to 600 yards. First 14 were our more simple ones. Then we decided to ramp up the difficulty a little bit with some difficult ranging situations. Now we're going to go up to a little bit more rise, so you don't have to worry about getting above the brush and difficulty ranging. And we have bigger targets. Some of them are 2 and 3 milk jugs large there to improve our hit rate. You know, sometimes we're shooting elk and moose. They're bigger targets. But now we have some, the most realistic hunting thing is time. You don't have forever to sit there and range and to get your dope and everything. You got to move. So on these, we got 60 seconds for each shot. Got to range, dope, dial, and shoot. See how he does. Impact.
Oh no.
Can you see where it's going?
I can see the dust right behind it. Those are stacked side by side, so hopefully I'm not going right in the middle of them.
Low. Biggest thing I'm seeing at this point is he's not using a rear bag. Now, I can understand why we're not, hauling a sandbag around. This is supposed to be a realistic hunting situation. But even something with super light infill, or even a coat that you can really stuff under there, just more than the bino harness that's really collapsible, would make a huge difference. Most hunters are, looking at the front of the gun and do I need to bring a bipod or shoot off my backpack or log or whatever? And usually that part's pretty easy. I'm always focused when I'm looking for a position, how do I get the rear of the gun steady? Because if the rear isn't perfect, I mean, your wobble zone just gets so big that even if you do everything else right, you're gonna miss. Impact.
All right, working left side.
Impact. Wow, that one was awesome. So we saw a lot of that. We saw a lot of shot after shot after shot after shot missing. And then I looked at his scope. I just peeked at the top of his scope as he was shooting, and I saw he was shooting at 25 times zoom. So he's so far in there on a lightweight Tikka T3X with no brake, everything's getting rocked around. He wasn't able to spot his impact. And so look at those last 5 shots. Every single one of them, 5 shots in a row, are just 6 inches left. He just wasn't accounting for the wind, but because he was zoomed in too far, he's just going to keep making the same mistake.
Slinging. 5.3. You see the impact?
Left every time. This is pretty eye-opening at this point because remember, he was so certain that he could do this that, flew across the US to come prove to the internet that he can make 100% of his shots out to 600 yards in realistic hunting situations. And we just see continuous misses here. This next segment, we're challenging him downhill. But the fascinating thing, I think, is what's coming up at the end of this when I ask him, based on this experience, what do you think your ethical hunting range is? And his answer is going to surprise you.
Okay.
Didn't see anything.
A little windy.
Kaboom!
Had to zoom in on that one. I knew it was really close. I wasn't zoomed in all the way, but it's a short shot, so I was pretty confident, which I probably should have definitely made that shot right away.
Look, I did not expect the hit rate would be quite this low. And there's a temptation, I think, to just sit here and dunk on somebody. Aha, you didn't win the internet bet. But I think of it a different way. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, pride goeth before destruction. And so when I see something like that, it honestly makes me think, what do I think I could ethically hunt at that I really can't? I feel really, really confident that I could do better than that, but can I? So one thing that I like about you is you have not made a single excuse all day about, not fair, why you're missing anything. You've just been a super friendly dude. Tell me a little bit about your background.
Got out of high school, joined the Marine Corps, met my wife, one of the first females in U.S. history to ever have a combat MOS.
No way, really?
Oh, yeah, yep. We got to
cool.
shoot all kinds of weapon systems, hundreds and thousands of dollars of ammunition.
So you're the reason I pay so much tax.
Yes, for sure. Yep. And so...
And what are you doing now?
Right now, so I worked as a biologist, as a wildlife biologist for the University of, or with the state of Nebraska. And right now I'm getting into real estate.
Pretty cool. All right, so you've completed the Backfire hunting challenge. You were feeling confident coming into this. Obviously, you're a knowledgeable shooter, have a ton of experience. But, I mean, I think we'd agree when it was a lot harder than maybe anticipated.
I would have to say the scenarios were definitely challenging, and I think that was what we were going for sure. Had to really adjust on the fly and really think through your scenarios. You got anything from trying to have a timeline between shots that can really...
It happens when you're hunting.
Yeah, definitely mentally.
So, okay, so last question I've got for you then is, what do you think your ethical hunting range is given what we saw today?
Under specific conditions, I would say 300 all day. 400, you got to know what you're doing. You got to make sure that you're on. And even 600 yards can be done, and everyone can probably agree to that. However, you got to take the time and know that your gun is dialed. But
wasn't your hit rate like past 400, like under 10%?
Yes, definitely. And they were definitely challenging shots.
You know, you came in with this expectation, and it didn't seem to pan out. If you were to go back to your comment on Halloween, would you revise anything?
No. That comment gave me the opportunity to come out and be with this guy right here. It's a great time. You can't ask for anything better.
Mike the Marine was a good sport to take this challenge on. I want to know in the comments, serious question, who do you want to represent the internet to take on this challenge to get 100 out of 100 in realistic hunting situations out to 600 yards? The Backfire Milk Jug Challenge Part 2. Who do you want the contestant to be? Your gladiator. Who do you want it to be? Thanks everybody for watching this one. See you in the next video.